same thing. I'm really mad, but she won't know. Everything has gotta be cool when we living so cold.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. This defense for the Jags, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
We know Melvin Gordon is very effective getting to the perimeter. But being a former University of Wisconsin Badger means you know how to run the ball inside and with power as well. I also like the fact that he's a weapon in the passing game. Had as many as 58 catches in a season. Throw it to him in space and look out.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Now it's Wilson. Albert Okwuebu now the intended target. On the move past the 40. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Here's Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. Well, that one hurts. I mean, it was 3rd down, of course, but now the penalty, and we're back to 1st down.
Yeah, it hurts momentum in a big way, and they built that up here in the early going. Now, that leaves the opposition with a first down. That's a mistake you don't want to make at this point in the game.
And they've got another 1st and 10 as the penalty keeps this drive moving. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Lawrence flushed out right. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down of the process.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
They go play action now. Lawrence. This will be caught. Judy. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And they'll run with Etienne. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Hey, exit.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Lawrence heads off, and Ryan Santoso, the field goal unit, on now for the Jacksonville field goal try. Up and good for Santoso. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Well, this game, the 9th that the Jags have played here in London. You might know that Shad Khan, he's the owner of both the Jaguars and Fulham in the English Premier League on the soccer side of things. And this is the 3rd of 3 London games the NFL will play this year. But there is one more game to come over on the continent. The Seahawks and Bucks from Munich, Germany. The first time a regular season game will be played. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Ryan Santoso now for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken in at the 3. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Wilson. Deep ball for Goodwin. And it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, will start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season? Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Hard throw, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly.
And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety.
The goal was to score just before the break, but I'm not sure that a safety was how they expected to do it. But give the defenders credit. They saw how the series was starting out, and I think it increased their intensity. This was their chance to make a huge play before the half, and all they needed was one play to get it done.
They go play action with Lawrence. He'll air this one out for Kirk. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. A give, it's Etienne off the option. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On play action, Lawrence. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
On 2nd and 10, Lawrence. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He's got a man, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
2nd down and goal. Lawrence. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Here goes.
Lawrence on the sneak, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good from Santoso. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
On 2nd down, a run with ETN. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you get ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A really good pickup of 28 yards. On first down, Wilson. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a
and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Josh Allen, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Here's Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now on third and forever, he'll look to throw. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And now a low liner. I think he mishit him. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, After such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. He was brought down by Foyesade Aluakin.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
2nd and 5 from the 8. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. On 3rd down, Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Jags grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. One play, yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter. And that tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On the counter, Etienne. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 138 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They'll run with Etienne. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Going for it, here's Etienne. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. He's got his tight end. It's Alberto Cueguinam. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Wilson going to throw for it. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Fielded right around the 8. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them. But all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today. And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. On third down, here's Etienne. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. Now Wilson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it's looking like the Jags are going to win this football game. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
They'll try the left side with Etienne. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Etienne once more. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them. So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Got it.
They'll try and run for it. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled